Hello, in this video I'm going to talk to you about what home reading looks like in 3-4. So one of the most common questions we are asked when home reading starts in 3-4 is, should my child still read aloud? And the answer is yes. Quite often we think that once students hit middle school that they can now read independently by themselves. But using the reading strategies, it's really important that students continue to read out loud to practice their fluency and decoding skills. One of the things that we often find when students are reading out loud at school is that they can successfully decode words, but they may not know what they mean. Reading aloud at home also provides a wonderful experience for adults and children to connect through rich literature. By the adult knowing what's going on in the text, it allows for you to be able to have great discussions with the students about their thinking and about what's going on in their books. One of the other really important things to remember is that as students progress through the reading cycle, their texts become more challenging. As the texts become more challenging, not only is the vocabulary becoming richer and therefore they may be exposed to new words, authors may use different techniques as the texts become harder. They could be using things such as italics, bolded words, inverted commas. All of these authors' techniques can change the meaning of the text and also change the meaning of the tone that's coming through that book. It's really important that if we're reading these out loud that we stop and discuss them and also show children how to be able to read that with expression. So, how often should a child read out loud? Well, they don't need to read out loud every single day, but we do recommend a couple of times a week. This may be different depending on child to child, so if you're not sure, always ask your classroom teacher. If your child's not reading out loud to you, then it's a great opportunity to just discuss the book with your child. At the beginning of the year, we sent home some questions that align to your child's reading level. You can use these questions to form rich conversations about the text, and it will also help you to get them to dig deeper into their understanding and also for you to understand what's going on in your child's book. If you need a copy of these questions, please speak to your classroom teacher. Sometimes we're also asked if students should be borrowing books from school or if they can read books from home. The answer is both. We encourage students to read books that are at their level. Some students are really engaged in a text that they're reading at home with their siblings or with an adult, and that's okay for them to read that as well. We encourage students to make sure that they're choosing a good fit book. A good fit book is a book that is not too easy and it's not too hard, it's just right. And we can do that by using the 5-finger rule. So we encourage students to check that they have a couple of words on the page that they're not sure of, but if every second word they're having to decode, that's a hint to tell them that the text is too hard. If you do not have books at home and your child is not bringing books home, please make sure you touch base with your classroom teacher who can ensure that they're bringing home some good fit books for them to be able to do in home reading.